Hello everyone and welcome to this webinar dedicated to fire protection in HVAC with uProtect. During this webinar, we will discuss with our fire expert, Mattia Tiso.
Hello everyone.
And we'll try to make this topic very accessible to everyone. But before we start, I would like to introduce Saint-Gobain Technical Insulation. We operate across 4 key technical markets: industry, marine and offshore, HVAC, and OEM. We have a strong presence worldwide with our 2 international brands, Isover and Cayman, and we have also a lot of strong local brands, local teams and production sites in many regions over the world. We are experts in the area of insulation material, and we cover a lot of different types of material: glass wool, stone wool, ultimate, our lightweight stone wool, and also elastomeric foams. So it allows us to address diverse and very demanding applications. So let's move to the topic of the day. So this is the agenda. We will conduct this webinar into 4 parts. We will first start with the fundamentals of fire safety in HVAC. Then we will look at testing and classification. And after that, we will reveal, in a way, our uProtect solutions and also the installation guidelines that we provide. And at the end, we will be happy to get your questions and take time to answer them. We propose that you just directly type your question in the comment on the page where you are in LinkedIn directly. So let's start. I am very pleased to welcome you, Mattia. You are International Fire Solution Manager at Saint-Gobain Technical Insulation. You have a strong background in fire resistance and fire protection applications. You have a PhD on fire resistance for timber structures, and you joined Saint-Gobain as an engineer before becoming manager of our Fire Competence Center in Germany. So thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, Michelle, for the introduction.
So I would start with a kind of generic or simple question, at least. When we think about fire safety in buildings, we would often think about, let's say, walls, doors, evacuation routes. So why do we also need to focus and to talk about HVAC ducts and pipes?
You are correct. For fire safety purposes, the buildings, they are divided into compartments by fire-rated walls and floors. Whenever we have pipes or ducts that are running through these fire-rated divisions, they create a perfect path for fire and smokes. So this is why fire-rated ducts and pipes are needed. On that purpose, the installation not only provides thermal and acoustic performance, but also minimizes the risk of fire spreading while maintaining the integrities on the walls, on the floors, and all these systems together.
Okay, so in fact, these ducts and pipes can become a path for the fire from a room to another. And then, of course, it's super important to focus on them. All right. So can you describe how is fire resistance evaluated on ventilation duct?
Of course. Fire resistance of ventilation ducts are tested according to the European standard EN 1366 Part 1. And there are 4 possible testing scenarios. So the more obvious is that the duct can be tested either in horizontal or in vertical position. Then there are 2 different fire scenarios. So the first one is when the fire is only outside of the duct with the duct in under pressure. And this is also called the type A scenario. The second one is where we have an aperture into the duct. The duct is subjected to a constant airflow extraction, and this is also called the type B scenario.
All right, so we need to test based on the standard, and we need to follow the different scenario that you just explained. All right. And how do you evaluate the fire performance? Is there any criteria for that?
Yes, of course. In the same standard, there are also identified which are the performance required, which are insulation. So it means that the temperature on an unexposed side of the duct shall not rise above 140 Celsius. And this is typically achieved with the right insulation product. And then also the integrity. So it means that there is not passage of smokes or fire on the unexposed side of the duct. And this is achieved with the right metal duct.
All right, so the ventilation ducts, we understand that the final performance depends on both the duct and the insulation.
Yes,
All
exactly.
right. So let's move to another specific case, smoke extraction ducts. What is there any difference, in fact, in terms of this smoke extraction duct?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, they are also different solution and they are tested with a different standard. It's also part of the EN 1366 families, but it's the part 8, multi-compartment smoke extraction duct. And in this test, we combine the condition of a type A test, so the duct is in under pressure, and the type B test, so there is an aperture and an airflow. So this is called type C test and is indeed a very tough test. The test can be performed with 3 different pressure levels, either in cold and in the fire condition. Why? Because the performance for this type of construction, it's about the cross-section.
All right.
So for this type of solution, we need to ensure that the cross-section is not deforming to allow the smokes to evacuate. And the performance criteria is that the average cross-section shall not decrease by more than 10%. And this is achieved with the right metal duct.
Okay, so if the duct deforms too much, basically the smoke extraction becomes less effective.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the point.
So once the tests are done, the results are translated into classification. And I must say that the classification can look a little bit difficult to understand at first. So can you help us to decode them?
Let's try to understand it together. So in the case of a ventilation duct, it's indicate if the integrity is fulfilled with an E. With I, it means that the insulation performance has been fulfilled. Then there are information regarding the tested duct orientation. O, it means that has been tested only horizontal, V only vertical, O, V in both cases. Then there is an indication about the fire scenario which has been tested. I to O, it means that the duct has been tested only for fire outside, so type A. O to I, it means that the duct has been tested only for fire inside, so the type B. And when we have I to O with a double arrow, it means that both scenario has been tested.
Okay.
Then there is an indication for a fire class expressed in minutes, which goes from 30 to 120. And an S indicate that the smoke leakage criteria has been fulfilled. So in total, if we want to have a full classification, as we can see an example, 4 different tests according to the part 1 are needed.
Okay, so now indeed it's more understandable when we have a look at the bottom of the slide, you can see and understand. All right. And for smoke extraction ducts, does it include any additional information?
Yes, of course. So for smoke extraction duct, the classification can look as following. So again, there is the EI to show integrity and insulation criteria that has been fulfilled. There is an indication on the compartmentation. So multi, it means that multi-compartment smoke extraction duct as part 8 has been tested.
Okay.
The duct orientation, OV horizontal vertical. Then again, there is an indication of the fire class in minutes. Can go from 30 to 120, for example. And an S, it means that the smoke leakage has been fulfilled. And then at the end, there is an indication on which pressure level the system has been tested. 500 for level 1, 1000 for level 2, and 1500 for level 3.
All right.
For a full classification, as we show there, are needed to be fulfilled 4 tests according to the part 1 for ventilation duct, plus the type C test on part 8.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mattia.
Welcome.
More clear. So far we have focused on ducts, but HVAC fire protection also concerns pipes passing through walls and floors. So how is fire resistance evaluated for pipe penetration?
There is another standard, which is again part of the 1366 family, but
Okay.
this is the part 3 standard. In that case, the standard allows to test a duct in a different configuration. The most obvious again is that the pipe can be tested horizontal or vertical position. And then there are different type of fire scenario. So we can divide them in closed system. So the closed system is where we have, for example, the duct is capped on both sides, fire and unexposed fire side, or also fire side but not unexposed side. So this is called capped uncapped. And there is the first line, we have only the fire outside. We can have also closed system where the pipes, they are open on the fire side, uncapped, but closed on the unexposed side, capped, with the fire inside. So closed system with fire inside. Or there can also be completely open system where we don't have any cap in both sides.
All right. So these are all the different scenarios. And how do you test them, in fact, in real world, real life, I would say?
So depending on what it is the end case use and the pipe material. So for example, if we have a steel pipe for drinking water, we can test the pipe in capped, uncapped, capped, capped, or uncapped, uncapped, and uncapped, capped. So fire inside or fire outside, closed or open scenario. So multiple option. But in the case we have plastics pipe for closed system, only capped, capped, or uncapped, capped are allowed. These are suggestions given by the European standard. However, if there is any national prescription that prevails on it.
All right. Okay, so we need to consider both the pipe material and the end use before choosing then the right test scenario.
Exactly.
All right. So now we have understood how ducts and pipe penetration are tested and classified. I propose that we move to our U-Protect solutions.
Yes, so for U-Protect, we have a wide range of product. So when we talk about the ventilation duct, for example, for circular duct, we have a vent section or wire net mat, or for rectangular duct, we have slabs, which they comes together with a series of accessory, for example, tape, a glue, an intumescent paint, fire screws, or welding pins.
All right. And do you have, or do we have any U-Protect solutions also available for pipes?
Of course. For pipe, we have a range of pipe section, which they are aluminum faced, available in the thickness from 20 to 120 millimeters, for diameter from 15 to 273 millimeter.
All right. And maybe I propose that we detail a little bit some different solutions available for ventilation ducts.
Of course. So for a ventilation duct, we have a wide range of solution that they goes from 30 to 120 minutes, and depending on the fire rate that you need, there is a different thickness. So if you see for rectangular duct, if you need a 30 minutes, we need a 50 millimeters, or for 120 minutes, it is needed a 90 millimeter duct.
All right. And are these solutions tested?
Yes,
yeah.
They are tested, and we have full certification for all of the described solution, from 30 to 120 minute rectangular and circular duct, and for some solution, for example, 120 circular or rectangular, we have also solution for smoke extraction duct.
All right. And what about pipe penetration?
For pipe penetration, we have also a multiple range of solution. For metallic pipe, they go from 30 to 120. They can be either capped, uncapped, or capped, capped. For plastic pipe, we have a range that goes from 60 to 120 minutes, also in the same fire scenarios. this can be quite a big range of solution, and to help the designers to choose the right product for the right application, we have also a fire planner available.
All right, so Fire Planner is an application that we propose online?
Absolutely,
Online.
absolutely. We will show later on where to find it.
Okay, and anybody can connect, or you have to have some special credential? No?
No.
Okay,
no.
all right, so it's a free tool, let's say, that we propose.
Okay, yes.
All right, so in addition to this Fire Planner, do we have any other resources that help navigating among these classification?
Yes, so we have full documentation available, a wide range of documentation available for ventilation duct, general assessment for rectangular and circular duct, which are covering from EI30 to 120 fire resistance, and also allow special application like 2-3 side insulation. We have classification report, exam, and again our ETAs, which they cover ventilation and smoke extraction duct up to 120 minutes.
All right, and we have also that for the pipe penetration?
Of course.
Yeah.
For pipe penetration, we have 2 classification report according to EN 13501 part 2. One is dedicated to non-combustible pipes and the other is dedicated to combustible pipes. There you can find a general description of the system and the direct field of application for the solution.
All right. So fire resistance, you have just, let's say, mentioned it from the beginning, is not only a matter of product, but it's really a matter of a system. And what does it mean in practice?
That's a good point. So when we talk about fire resistance, it's not only about the right insulation product and the right thickness, but all the system shall be realized as described in the documentation. So for example, the duct flanges shall have a certain dimension, the clamps, they shall respect certain distance, gasket must be applied if requested, and also in the penetration details, if it's needed any particular glue or the intumescent paint that we offer must be installed, L profiles when they are needed, and also the pin pattern shall be respected. So all the details are important.
Okay, so what you call details, in fact, are not small details.
No.
A very key point, in fact. All right, so and if we want to make it very practical, let's say, we will try at least, even if it's online. What would be the key steps when designing, by example, a fire-rated rectangular duct with U-Protect slabs?
Okay, so if we take, for example, a rectangular duct, when we want to design a rectangular duct, there are 4 steps to follow. First is the characterization of the duct section. Tightness class shall be respected. Stiffeners, if present, shall be inserted. Flanges and clamps shall have the right dimension, the right distance, and the same for the suspension with the right distance. Then it comes the choice of the insulation thickness. That depends on the targeted fire class. The length of the pins and the screws, it goes together with insulation thickness. As a third step, we must pay attention to the penetration details. So filling the residual gap with the right materials, sealing with BSK glue, and also BSF paint if needed. And then reinforcement with L profile. The 4th step is the installation layout. It shall be respected because it can be different between vertical and horizontal duct. The pattern of the pin and the fire screws shall be respected, and at the end, the joint can be covered with a black tape.
Okay, thank you. So here we really see how structured it is, and really step by step, you can then really achieve the performance. But following these steps. Okay. Is there any change if we move to circular ducts?
There are any change, but again, we can summarize also in 4 steps.
Okay.
So the first, the characterization of the duct section. It's about, again, the tightness class. In this case, the connection, the dimension of the connection, the prescription shall be respected. Gasket, if present, shall be inserted, and the distance on the suspension shall be respected. The second step is again the choice of the insulation thickness that depends on the targeted fire class. As a third step, we must also pay attention to the penetration details, filling the residual gap with the right materials. Then comes the sealing with BSF glue or also BSF paint if needed, and any reinforcement if needed shall be installed. As a fourth step, installation layout shall be respected, so the WireNet mat shall be cut on the right length, and stitching method shall follow our prescription.
All right, thank you, Mattia. So here now, what I propose is that we have a look at a video, so that it's also a good way to show to our audience all the different videos that are available on our YouTube channel. So, and it's more like for circular ducts.
Yes, we have a video with the circular duct, particularly with our solution with the vent section, which is specially designed for small circular duct diameter, where the WireNet mat, they are not so comfortable to be installed. And as you can see in this video, we have seen that it installed the penetration details with the reinforcement. Then a vent section is wrapped around the duct. It is secured with integrated tape lock, then put it in the penetration. The sealing in this case is coming with mortar or gypsum. And you can see how fast it is to install with this vent section the full the duct length, because you just wrap it around and seal it with tape, and then at the end you put some wire again. But
yes,
to show better, I also took a sample.
You bring a little one.
Yeah.
This is a little one, but of course it's quite big.
Yes.
But still light, I would say.
Still light.
If I test it for you.
Exactly. You can see you can easily open it. And then
I
you have the integrated tape lock. And the installation is very, very quick.
It's very easy. Okay, thank you, Mattia. So yes, so this is the different steps.
Yes. On the same principle, also when we talk about circular duct with vent section, we can have for step the characterization of the duct section in the same principle of the circular duct for WireNet mat. Also, the choice of the insulation thickness is related to the fire class. Again, pay attention for the penetration details, and the installation, as just shown, is just wrapping, closing, and secure with steel wire. Nothing less, nothing more.
Okay, very clear. Thank you. So depending on the duct shape, the diameter, the fire class, and also the installation conditions, the U-Protect solution, the right one, may be different, in fact. So there are several options, and we cover quite a lot. So if we just step back a little bit and look at the overall value of the U-Protect solutions.
So U-Protect is not only about fire safety, it also provides an excellent thermal insulation, optimal acoustic performance, easy and fast installation, we just saw with the vent section, and a lightness that you felt.
I tested it.
Okay, very good. But also it ensures an optimized logistics, because on our package there is quite a lot of square meters. The aesthetics is guaranteed by the black aluminum foils, and all the product, they are USAB certified for biosolubility.
All right, so of course all this is for our customers, and so what does it mean concretely for the HVAC professionals?
Well, with the U-Protect, the professional, they can turn fire protection into a competitive advantage, because there is one system for maximum versatilities, and it is less complex, faster to specify. There are tested performance that you can trust. We have seen the large library of documents that we are available. This gives confidence to designers, installers, and authorities. Save times on site, fast installation, less components at the end is reduced costs. And again, reduce risk and ensure compliance through all our certification. But also very important, continuous technical support. There are tools for the selection, but they can always count on our support whenever needed.
Yes, it's always important to be able to talk to somebody that can also show how to do, not only to talk. All right, so thank you very much. So if you had to summarize the key messages of our webinar today in 1 minute, what would you say?
So I would say that with uProtect, we have a tested and certified solution up to 120 minutes. It is light and fast to install, and they can count on our technical supports, on trainings, on information materials.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all this detailed explanation and proof also. So now I propose that we pass to the questions. So I will ask if we have some questions from the audience, and then we'll see how to answer them.
I have people who say thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And yes, is installer training recommended?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
We organize installation trainings in different countries.
Okay.
And I encourage people from the audience to contact the local teams to get this type of trainings.
Okay, and then to get the contact of the teams, they can go also on the website and get the contacts. All right. Okay, so training is more than recommended.
Yes, especially hands-on trainings. They are very helpful.
Okay. Another question, maybe?
Yes. What makes uProtect different from traditional stone wool solutions?
Well, on top of lightness and thermal and acoustic performance, easy to installation is a key. So, for example, for rectangular duct with uProtect, we don't need to glue the joint as all the traditional stone wool solution they need to do. For example.
Okay. Yeah, there are some specificities that make them completely different.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Maybe we still have time, quite a lot of time even, for another question.
Yes, I have one last one. What is the difference between a product performance and a system performance?
That's an interesting one. So when we talk about fire safety in the product, we can assess the reaction to fire. So how the product contribute to the fire spread, but that's it. When we talk about fire resistance, then we need to assess in the full solution as a whole, because as we also saw, all the details that comes together, so the typology of the duct, if we have any gasket, or the type of sealants, they are important. So these are the main difference between a product and a solution. A product itself doesn't fulfill the fire resistance, but a solution, so multiple different products together, they do.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you, Mattia. Thank you. I think that was the last question also from our side. Okay, so maybe just before ending this webinar, we would like to also remind that we have a lot of documentation available online, and then you can also contact us. So
yes, we have a brochure, installation guidelines, technical data sheet, all available in our international website. Installation video for the different application, vent section, slabs, wirenet method, they are all available on YouTube. And for any other question, do not hesitate to contact us or to get directly in touch with your local team.
Thank you, Mattia. Thank you very much for all.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you to our audience also. We hope you enjoyed this presentation, this webinar. And we invite you to subscribe to our account so that you can get the invitation for the next webinars and get more about our Saint-Gobain technical installation solutions. Thank you.
Thank you.